Why did distrusting European nations form NATO? Imagine a Europe still recovering from the chaos of World War II, with many countries feeling vulnerable and unsure about their neighbors. That's the scene after the war ended. Countries like France, Belgium, and the United Kingdom saw how devastating war could be and wanted to avoid another conflict. But they also worried about the Soviet Union, which had become a powerful force in Eastern Europe. The Soviet Union had taken control of countries like Poland and Hungary, and their influence was growing fast. European nations were deeply concerned about Soviet expansion and military strength. The Soviet Union had just fought a brutal war against Nazi Germany, and they wanted to spread communism across Europe. The Western countries feared that without a united front, the Soviets might try to invade or take over more countries. The Soviet blockade of West Berlin in 1948 made these fears even worse. They cut off all access to West Berlin, showing how aggressive they could be. This event made Western European countries realize they needed a way to protect themselves better. At the same time, the United States was worried about the spread of communism and wanted to help Europe rebuild securely. They believed that working together would make Europe safer and more stable. The idea was to create a formal alliance where if one country was attacked, all others would come to its defense. This idea of collective defense was new and powerful. It meant that European countries would not have to face threats alone anymore. The alliance started with countries that had already signed the Brussels Treaty, which was mainly about stopping German aggression. But as tensions with the Soviet Union grew, the scope expanded. Countries like Italy and the Netherlands joined to strengthen the alliance. Some countries, like Spain, stayed out because they were not democratic at the time. Others, like Sweden and Switzerland, chose neutrality instead of joining. NATO officially formed in 1949 with 12 founding members: Belgium, Canada, Denmark, France, Iceland, Italy, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, Norway, Portugal, the United Kingdom, and the United States. This was a big shift in how Europe thought about security. It was the first time many Western countries committed to working together for mutual protection. In the end, European nations created NATO because they didn't trust the Soviet Union's intentions after the war. They wanted a formal way to defend themselves, keep political stability, and rebuild a peaceful Europe. NATO became a symbol of unity and strength during the tense years of the Cold War, showing that working together was the best way to stay safe.